Hello, 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 hello. Happy New Year! How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It's New Year, new plans. We've all got our gym membership that we're gonna cancel in 2 months. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone had some good times over the holidays. You partied sufficiently hard and everyone's all safe and everyone's recovered and nobody did anything stupid or have some regrets to start the year. I regret not cleaning before going live. I didn't realize I was... You ever get like, I am Malcolm in the Middle when Hal goes to fix a light bulb and he ends up replacing his car engine. If you know that scene. If not, just YouTube Malcolm in the Middle, Hal, light bulb, car. I don't know. That scene is basically the best descriptor of my workflow because like the past 2 days, I have been trying to like, you know what, we're gonna start working on stuff. We're gonna start working. And I'm just like bouncing between rooms because it's like, okay, I'll come out to the garage. Oh wait, the print finished. Okay, I'll clean that print up. I'll get it all. Okay, that's done. I got to go to the basement to get some. Oh, well, I'm down here. I might as well, faff around with this for a bit. And then, okay, that's done. I go back upstairs. Oh, actually, I should probably CAD that while I'm up here. And then that's been the past 2 days because the goal. It's a new year. Hi, welcome to 2026. We're in the future now. Welcome to the period where we all write 2025 on everything for the next couple weeks because we forget it's 2020. We're in 2026. Like, for a pre-millennial born kid, like I remember growing up watching a show on like Discovery, or actually it might have been TLC. Might have been the Learning Channel, back when it was the Learning Channel. And it was like, the show was like Beyond 2020 or something. I can't remember what the show was exactly. I think the show was like Beyond 2020 or Beyond 2010, where they're like showing off all the cool tech we'll have in the year 2000 or 2010 or 2020. And it's like, shit, that was 6 years ago. That was 6 years ago. Where's my flying car? Where's my flying car, Bruce? You promised me we'd have flying cars by now. I don't want a flying car. Half of y'all can barely drive in 2 dimensions, let alone 3. I don't want a flying car. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all with flying cars. In the year 25, isn't that like when Halo is set? I could have sworn Halo was like 25 or something, 2500s. Anyways, so what are we doing today? Well, today it's the first stream of the year, and today we're going to use this as a chance because we were going to do this on the Tuesday stream, but gosh dang it to heck, we had so much fun going through all the community submitted stuff that everyone submitted for the stream on Tuesday that we pretty much ran out of time. So we're going to do something that I wanted to do on the Tuesday stream, but we're going to do it today because we ran out of time on the Tuesday stream. Beyond 2000 was it the show Beyond 2000? I just remember it's like all this cool stuff, and it's like, what do we got? We got AI slop and inflation. That sucks. So the plan today on the stream is planning. That is the plan today on the stream. For those longtime viewers of the channel, you guys know I have a really bad habit of starting projects and then kind of moving on to something else. Again, squirrel brained, it is what it is. I don't have AD, I don't have OCD, I have CDO. The letters are in proper alphabetical order as they should be. And I'm very much the type of person that is very impulsive on getting something started. I'll get an idea in my head and be like, oh, it's gonna be great. And then about halfway through it, I get another idea and I start working on something else. It is what it is. It is what it is. So this year on the channel, the goal is to knock off all that stuff. The goal is to put an end to that. Part of it is you, the community, holding me responsible and yelling at me when I start letting dates slip. But the big thing is we are going to start no more new things. As of right now, the only thing we're going to work on is stuff that I already have. That is kind of the plan. which is really good that the LDO Micron Plus kit showed up the other day. So I already have that. So that's already on the list because I want to build that thing. But the goal is we have to finish the stuff we've already started. Once we start getting a couple things knocked off the list, maybe I'll start bringing some new stuff in. But there is enough on my plate that we should have content for a bit. Project Freeze 26. Yeah, basically it's the, we got to get this shit done. We got enough stuff. I got a room full of stuff collecting dust. We gotta get it going. So I already have an index kit. Index isn't publicly available yet. And I don't do beta testing. So no, I don't have an index kit, unfortunately. Soon, maybe, hopefully. I can't, anything that I can or cannot, Google the Glomar Explorer. Just Google Glomar response. So, yeah, down under who? Teaching Tech just announced he's winding down his channel and going back to teaching. That is something that I want to kind of touch on, and we probably will yap about it during the stream. The general vibe I got as a content creator in the additive manufacturing space over the past year, it's kind of, I know why Teaching Tech is doing it, and I fully understand why. It's because the nature of 3D printing is changing. It is no longer a Googling how to get the most out of your Ender and tweaks and mods. It is buy thing, print thing. And the industry is changing quite a bit, I got a feeling. And I've got a feeling it's not like, this has been the trend for a little while. This has been the trend for a little while in additive, but we are moving, the entire industry is becoming mature, okay? It's kind of like the FPV industry, okay? I bought my first FPV quadcopter in 2018, I want to say, 2018. And I flew that around for a bit, then I got out of it for a bit, then I got back in a couple years later. And one of the things I noticed getting back into it, it's still this, like when I got into FPV, it was when it was popping off, okay? Rotor Riot was big, like you had all these YouTubers making content around FPV quadcopters and whatnot. And when I got back into it a couple years ago, one thing I noticed, it's the same YouTubers. There aren't really many new ones, and their view counts are not what they used to be. The FPV industry matured. DJI came in and basically became the industry. Why would you people wanted to buy the little drones to fly around and make videos, not do, bando bashing and whatnot. That stuff still exists, but the industry matured, okay? And it became, it became the big people in FPV quadcopters were those making videos about like, the cinematography shit they did on their DJI. So the industry kind of pivoted and changed and matured. I got a feeling that's going on with 3D printing right now. You still see the odd new channel pop up. You still see people doing mods and whatnot, but the biggest content creators in additive right now are people just printing stuff on commercial machines that they just bought and showing you the newest flexi whatever and making shorts and TikToks. That's what's big in content creation and additive. So channels that are basically centered around teaching the tech of 3D printing, doing mods, teaching people about like that kind of stuff. That stuff is kind of, I feel like that's starting to simmer out. And it's content that's like, I don't want to say it's like evergreen, but you can only make videos about like how to level your damn bed, how to do E-steps. That's like a video you do once. Like I know Teaching Tech, that's why we're kind of talking about it. Somebody brought it up and I figure I'll talk about it now. It's something I've been trying to do with my channel to move away. That's one of the reasons it's Canuck Creator now and not just, Nero 3D, or for those that have been here a while, remember when it was Nero 3DP? And for those that have been here very long, You remember the Nero 1911 days? That was a long time ago. I doubt any of you remember that. But anyways, that's one of the reasons I changed the channel over from being, I'm trying to move away from just strictly being about 3D printers, Vorons and mods and building printers, because that is dying. That segment of the additive manufacturing industry is dying. I've spoken to, I'm not going to say any names, I'm not going to name anyone out. I've spoken to companies, kit sellers, vendors, the whole DIY scene in 3D printing, while still a sizable market, is shrinking. It is what it is. I mean, you can go on the Voron Discord and see how many people have joined over years. We had the big spike during COVID. It kind of leveled off, and now, you know, it's kind of, we're not seeing as much growth as we used to, because why would you go through everything when you can just buy the machine now? The industry is changing. The industry is changing. I am very lucky that I have this awesome community here. We do the live streams. I'm kind of in this little niche of a bubble where it doesn't affect me as some other channels that are like solely video reliant. But even that has affected me. Even like, it is what it is. People don't build as many Voron kits as they used to. People don't do the DIY. That's actually why probably the first video on the channel this year is going to be about the Delta that we just built at the end of last year, and why I think that kind of kit is going to be more the future of DIY 3D printing in kits, because that's a fun, the Delta Flyer and the Rook and like those little fun little niche kits, they're fun little projects that are relatively inexpensive, and you build it because you want to build the project. The ROI, for the amount of money that you put into a Voron kit for what you get, if all you care about is, I make rocket, I just want to print thing that is there, the amount of money you have to spend on a Voron kit for what you get, and again, I'm on the Voron team, I love Vorons, okay? I got into 3D printing and then started this channel building Vorons. It's not what it used to be. You can go buy a Bamboo P2, whatever it is now, Crealities, Elegoo, Centauri Carbons, and if all you care about is, I just want to print stuff, the DIY market for like these premium machines like Vorons, Rat Rigs, VZ-Bots, etc., you are spending a lot of money to get something, you know, especially like a 250 Voron. A Centauri Carbon does pretty much everything a 250 Voron does on paper. Obviously, the Voron's going to have a lot more customizability, and you could definitely do a lot more with it in the long run. It'll probably last a lot longer. But if, again, all you care about is make plastic boat, how do you tell somebody, oh yeah, instead of spending the $299 on this enclosed Core XY right out of the box, spend $1,500 on a Voron kit and an entire weekend building it? It's getting that I can see why this segment of the market is kind of going off. And it's sad, but I think it happens in every industry. Look at automotive. You know, people don't do, like when I was in high school, kids messed around with their cars, right? I was in high school in the early 2000s, right? Fast and Furious 2 just came out. You know how many cars in the school parking lot had Canadian Tire crappy underglow lighting? It was great. You don't see that shit anymore. Nobody messes with their cars anymore. There still is car culture, but it's not what it used to be. And it's kind of like that with 3D printing, I think. You will still have the fans that like modding and do all that stuff. They'll still exist, will still exist. But the industry, I think, is moving more towards, you know, printers are just tools. You buy the tool, you print the thing. And it's more what you do with the printer than the printer itself. Which is something I've been trying to move the channel away from, and why I've started a million projects that I never finished. That we're going to make a list of all the things we got to finish this year. Don't knock it. Gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Speaking of, I know we got into a little yapping right at the start there. Also, if you got a gifted sub from Don't Knock It, make sure you thank them. Hey, every stream we give away a spool of polymaker filament. It doesn't care. Polymaker filament, don't care if it's got a Voron, a Bamboo, or any other 3D printer. You can just print it on everything. It's printer chow. You can win a spool. Enter for your chance. Link in the video description. We're going to do the giveaway at the end of the stream. I have a friend who bought an A1. She prints memes in MakerWorld. It blobs of doom, and she's screwed till I can strip it and rebuild it. Yeah, it is. If you ever want a fun time, go on like any of the 3D printing subreddits after a major holiday and just sort by new and look at all the bamboo kitties who like don't know why is this not working? Because you touched the bed and you got fingerprints all over it. Your print ain't sticking. Well, how do I fix that? Clean your bed. That's like first thing you do. But it's like so many like newbie, like you could, because that's one of the downsides. You lose that knowledge base that you get from having to faff around with shitty printers or build a printer. You lose that inherent knowledge base. So you have people basically, oh, I bought a sports car as my first car kind of thing. You don't know how to drive it, you don't know how to maintain it. It just, you bought it and now you got to deal with it. You bought a level 60 World of Warcraft account and now you're being asked to tank. You bought a level 60 character in World of Warcraft and now you're asked to be main tank for like, you know, Nax. Okay. you gotta do the leveling up to learn everything. Generation newbie, they don't know how to fix them. That's the thing, you don't fix them, you just buy a new one. Why would you fix it? Just buy a new one. People are afraid to tinker with their machines. It is what it is. Like I'm not disappointed, I'm not angry, I got nothing against people who buy a commercial machine. It's just that is what I think the nature of the industry is moving. And it's why you're seeing less content creation channels in additive manufacturing that are focused on mods and tweaking and tuning and whatnot. Everyone kind of just buys, hits print, and look at shiny thing, jingle the keys in front of you. That kind of seems to be the way it's going. It is what it is. It is what it is. So let's fire up the notepad. Let's fire up the notepad. Because that is what we're doing today. The goal today on the stream is we're going to make a list of all the projects and things we need to work on. And we're going to start figuring out which ones have priority. We're going to start making all that. We're going to make plans and then we're going to start working on stuff. Ain't no time like the present. And this is obviously thing number one. By the way, this was printed on the Venture XL. One piece, solid armor chest piece for the power armor. I screwed up big time. Can anyone guess? This is all PET G, and I went with PET G, so it has a little bit of flex to it. Okay. I went with PET G because I wanted to have a little bit of flex, and because it's pretty thin, so I wanted pretty good layer adhesion. Can anyone guess how I screwed up transitioning from this filament to this filament? These are both PET G. Can anyone guess what I did in the middle that screwed me up? Check 3D printing circle jerk. I'm having a blast reading how people don't know how to maintain their printers. Oh, are we? I didn't know there was a 3D printing circle jerk subreddit. 3D printing. I didn't know if there was one. Ran out of filament? Well, it did run out of filament. That's why I had to do this. That's why I had to do the filament change. I knew that was going to happen. Temp change? No. Hi, I literally just got my bamboo machine today. I don't know anything about it or what to buy. Anyone want to start helping me with lists, please? I am 4 prints in with Bamboo A1. How often should I clean the bed, and especially this bit at the front? Oh my God. Oh my God. I just printed this and there's some sort of odd extra part that printed on the phone cradle, part of the print. What is that? Do I need it? Oh my God. Yeah, this is, I don't understand, and I hope you smart people will help me. I printed these stems for rose heads. I made an extra large brim so they wouldn't fall over. They start out great, and the print is so nice, but then right about at the end, this happens. Why? Well, because they're freaking, oh my God. Which side are you on? It just works. Printing is tinkering. Oh, you're gonna have fun with this subreddit. H2C, what are these for? Nozzle cleaning sponge. It says, oh my God. Okay, I know what I'm doing after the stream today. Trolling for ration. That's the thing with the current state of internet internet communications, I guess. The super obvious rage bait trolling is a little too more prevalent than I would prefer. I prefer it when trolling is art, as I like to say. So it is, unfortunately, some people do it a little too obviously, but when it's just subtle enough, there's a certain skill to that. Also, if you're wondering what the issue was in the transition, I had several spools of filament next to the printer ready to go, right? Because it's just PETG. I just grabbed a bunch of PETG that I had, right? Because it's all getting painted anyways, didn't matter the color. So this was PETG, and then I did a filament change, and then I immediately paused it and did another filament change, and this is PETG. I printed a layer of PLA. I accidentally grabbed a spool of PLA and didn't realize it because they were both yellow, and you know, I'm a genius. So I started printing, and then I just looked at the spool and I just saw PLA, and I'm like, oh shit. So I quickly paused it, unloaded the PLA, put PETG in, and then resumed the print. There is a little bit of the fact that this is not really held together too well between the yellow and the blue. So on the inside, I did my Band-Aid fix, where this is a good trick for those that don't use like loop. Print a bunch of this. Just go in like whenever you have to attach multiple parts together, make strips of plastic on your printer. Just print a cube that's like, I don't know, this is 3 layers tall, 25 millimeters wide, however wide the bed is on a Prusa. And then you cut these, you put the gloop on, and you use them to basically, you know, as basically bandages, as tape or whatever, because it's gloop, right? So it's all one solid piece now. And then on the outsides, what I did was I cut a trench, and then I just put some just raw PETG in there and then glooped it down. So I'm gonna have to sand it all. But it's holding it pretty good. It's holding it pretty good. So hopefully we're okay. So yeah, and then also I ran out again right at the very end. So that's why there's the black. So yeah, these little strips of PETG or whatever plastic the part's printed out of, use that, hold it together. Drywall tape for plastic. Actually, you joke, where did I put it? This stuff right here, where is it? Where did I put it? This stuff. Okay, fiberglassing stuff to keep it together works really good, but can be kind of expensive. The amount of times I've used this method for props and cosplay and whatnot, this works really good. So what you do is you buy this stuff. This is fiberglass tape meant for drywall. So it's a fiberglass mesh. It's actually it is a little tacky, not too much, but it is a little tacky, but it's a fiberglass mesh. So what you do is you basically put it over whatever, the seam, usually on the inside, and then you use whatever kind of like epoxy or like glue that's really cheap. I use like dollar store epoxy, dollar store 2-part epoxy. It stinks, but it's really cheap. And then you use that, and it's like super cheap version of doing fiberglassing. And it works really good. It works really good. I've done it quite a few times. So that's like the Mando suit, all the multiple parts of the Mando suit. That's how that's all held together. Basically drywall your model. So yeah, so let's make this list. Let's make this list, because oh my god, I gotta close this subreddit. This subreddit is okay, I gotta stop looking on this. I gotta stop looking on this subreddit. I gotta stop looking at that subreddit. Subreddit is toxic, but it's so much. I mean, let's be honest, internet, anything with upvotes is pretty much rage bait at this point. And any sort of, like, Twitter has gone to complete hell. But pretty much any social media now is all algorithm based to get you to engage, and rage bait is the easiest way to get people engaged. So unfortunately, welcome to the internet. Have a look around. It's shite. Wow, Notepad is crashing. I am this close to getting Windows off my main desktop and going to Linux. Notepad is not responding. Wow. How can Notepad crash? Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think I have G-code open in a Notepad thing, and every time it tries to load it, because you know Windows Notepad has tabs now, and it's super annoying. So every time you open it, it opens everything else that's opened, and I think one of my tabs is like has like a full big ass G-code file, and I can't. Here, is there a way to open Notepad as a new instance? Open as administrator? File, new window. There we go. Close that. There we go. Yeah, Notepad is shite. Freaking Notepad. I'm beta testing a product at the moment. The manufacturer staff refuses to see they are up against better DIY kit solutions in Bamboo and has a that'll do attitude rather than it's got to be right. Oh, dude, if you are trying to come out with a 3D printer right now, like the additive manufacturing industry right now is in such a, it's in a bad spot because you have, here's the thing, either it is a fully open thing where there's like, you know, no spyware on it. It's, you know, how do I word this? Basically, the market at the moment is DIY, Bamboo, and Prusa, in my opinion, because everyone else is not doing their thing. They're copying, right? Like here, let me pull it up here. I saw Creality is announcing their new printer. Creality. Let me pull up Creality. Creality official. Creality's got their brand new printer, okay? They're showing it off at CES, okay? It's their brand new printer. It is the most original printer in the world from Creality. It's the Spark X i7 at CES. Or is that 1.7? I don't know. Oh, it's i7. What does i7 mean? I don't know. What does Spark X mean? I don't know. What is this printer? I don't know, but it's literally a Bamboo A1 but mirrored. Like, you got your little poop chute thing on the left and the box on the right. Oh, look, they mirrored it. They mirrored it. Like, the current 3D printing industry is DIYers having fun and doing new shit. Prusa coming out with a solid product that doesn't, you know, steal all your data. And then you have Bamboo, which is basically what can we throw money at to copy and take over, and how much money can we throw at the problem to basically completely take over the industry a la DJI. Everyone else is just copying. Like Snapmaker had a bright idea last year with the U1. So good on Snapmaker. You have the Index, which is a system, not a printer, and that's going on Prusas and anything else. But like all the 8 other, like the vast majority of Asian market printers are just copying. And it's getting really annoying. This is why, in case you haven't noticed, I haven't really done any printer unboxings over the last year because companies that reach out, it's like, okay, this is $100 more than a Bamboo and it's worse than a Bamboo. Why would I take your printer? Mal V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Prusa is just trying to play catch them, changes too much. Index, we'll save them hopefully. I've spoken, I will say, I do have a bit of a bias with Prusa because I've spoken to Joe and many people on the Prusa team. I have been to Prusa. I've seen how they operate. I've spoken to them behind closed doors. Prusa is doing fine. Prusa is more concerned with coming out with reliable products that will last the user a decent amount of time and be good to go and be solid workhorse machines, rather than chasing whatever the current flavor of the month thing is and dropping the product 6 months after it releases for a revision of the product. They're just different ways of going about the process. Prusa is more slower to react, but longer legit longevity, right? There's no point. You can either rush to try and copy whatever the current hot trend is, or have a product come out that is, you know, it might not be the most cutting edge thing, but it's well tested, and it's, you know, those Core 1s on my shelf, I fully expect them to be fully functional 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now with support still. You can't say that after, like, you know, how many versions of the Creality K series have come out so far in the past 3 years? Yeah. Oh my God. The fact that I can't get Notepad is crashing. I literally cannot get Notepad to open. This is so sad. Notepad, restart the program, close the program. Seriously, is there a way to tell Notepad to open without previously opening any of the previous Notepad? Like, because when you open it, it opens like, I have I have this updated bottom frame G code, okay? I can't close this because the moment I try to like go over to it or close it, it crashes Notepad. Ugh. Fucking Windows. I don't think I actually have any other, I don't have any other Word document things on this computer. Okay, well, I guess we'll just deal with this. Yay, Microsoft. Yeah, I know, it's horrible. You know why? Why the frick do I need Copilot on this thing? Programs. Copilot. Are you in here? I thought how do I turn off Copilot? I don't know. I have it off on my main computer. These computers, this computer and the other streaming computer is, I don't really do much on but stream or CAD. So I don't really faff around with them too much. Try crashing VS Code. How would you reset the app? How do you reset it? Also, I'm sorry, I don't like calling them apps. Share and rate, review. Why is there rate and review? Why would I need to rate and review fucking Notepad? My eye's twitching. I don't know if you can see it. My eye is freaking twitching. Hey, Steve. Hey, Sanity. How do you open app settings? Settings. Where's app settings? Terminate. Repair. Reset. Reset. This is so stupid. I just want Notepad to open. Notepad. Yay! Microsoft account. When you're signed in, I don't want this shit. Go away, right? Why do I? It's freaking Notepad. Oh my God. Oh my God. I hate Windows. I hate Windows. What's the current? What's the current go-to? Is it Cashy? Is Cashy the good one now? Where's font? Bold, italics. I want font. What is this? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, good enough. Oh my God. Notepad++. I know, I don't have anything loaded on this computer other than like stuff for gambling. It's Calci. That's not, oh frick, the whole everything being gambling now, I cannot stand. As somebody who is, how do I word this? There's a reason I don't go to casinos. I have a very addictive personality. I don't gamble because I know I will lose everything. I am horrible with that shit, so I avoid it like the plague. So with everything having gambling in it now, shit sucks. Pop OS, Cashy OS. Cashy, I've heard Cashy from a few people. It has breakage 1 to 3 times a year. You need to renews on. Well, it's because you know, you got to make money off everything. Okay. Projects. Channel. Projects. List. things to do and finish. Okay, so switch to Cachios for daily use in gaming, but for gaming you should use an AMD card. I have a 3090, and two things. One, my 3090 is plenty powerful for everything I'm doing currently, for the games I play and everything I do. 3090 is fine. You know, I recently upgraded to 1440p, but still the 3090 is holding on pretty good. Two, have you seen the price of electronic components nowadays? Nobody ain't upgrading their computer anytime soon. And also 3090 is kind of an older NVIDIA card, so it's pretty, from my understanding, as long as you're not running like the absolute newest NVIDIA cards, the older ones are pretty good in Linux, from my understanding. Okay, so list, things to do and finish. Yes, yes. RAM, I have 64 gigs of DDR4. My computer's an AM4 system, B650 motherboard. I have a 5800X. I was hoping at some point to find an X3D, but those have all sold out because everyone is sticking with their old stuff, so all the old stuff is sold out. So I got a 5800X, 64 gigs of RAM, and a 3090. Not a Ti, just a regular 3090 graphics card. That's my desktop. It's pretty good. I'm happy with it. Yeah. Okay. Channel projects, things to do and finish. Okay, so the goal is of the stream today. One, you're going to enter win some filament, do in the link below. We're going to go through this list, and we're going to figure out everything that we need to finish. Okay. Old motherboards at local e-tailors disappearing in like a week. Oh, dude, it's insane. It is insane. 9070 XT 16 gig is, can get it for under. The thing is though, I already have a 3090, which is, as far as I'm aware, I think more powerful than a 9070. I don't know how close it is, but the thing is, I already have the 3090. We're trying to keep things in budget. Okay, so first thing on the list, and this is the one that people have asked me about the most in comments and everything, and T45 power armor. So this is the first thing on the list. Oh, hey, there we go. So what do we got to do? We got to finish. What the frick? Power armor. Okay. Why'd the font change? What? Oh my God, where's font? Font. This is the dumbest way of doing it. I freaking hate Windows. I hate Windows. Can I tell you I hate Windows? There we go. There we go. How do I go back? Oh my God. I fucking hate Windows. Why is Notepad this complicated of a flippin' program? It's Notepad. Oh my God. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I hate Windows. I freaking hate Windows. I am D45 power armor cosplay. Okay, so finish suit. We have helmet. Weapons are done. Lower body is near finished. Adjust fitment of parts. Upper body undersuit. Finish printing parts and post-process. And then soft layer stuffs. Okay, so these are the stuff we have to finish on the power armor. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to give you a little hit behind the scenes here. If you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, you saw this yesterday, or if you follow me on the socials, because I think I shared it. I've already started working on the power armor. I've already started faffing around with the power armor, and the lower body stuff, working. Last year, I actually had this somewhat put together, and I was wearing it. I was able to walk around in it, but I noticed there were some issues. The problem I've had with the power armor is wearing it. printing the parts and painting them and post-processing everything, you know, like here are the thigh pieces, you know, getting them to this state isn't that hard, okay? It's relatively easy. The problem is, how do you wear this thing? And last year I played around with the idea. I bought a fall harness. It's somewhere on the floor over there. I bought a fall harness because I figured it's just, you know, a bunch of straps. And if I ever need to climb a roof, I have it. But it's a bunch of straps, and I would just, you know, attach everything to the fall harness. The problem was it didn't sit right on me, and walking around, I couldn't really move in it. It was very, like, I'm moving like that. So this year, I ordered, I bought a set of coveralls, and I'm using that to attach everything now. So I've changed up how I do the boots. The boots now are straight slip-on. There's no straps in them at all. Inside these boots are basically rubber boots, like rubber wader boots. They go up, I don't know, to about like just below my knee. And everything, I readjusted a bunch of stuff on the inside of them. So now I just slip into the boots. There's nothing, there's no straps to put on. There's nothing. You just put the boots on. The thigh pieces, what I've done with these is on the coveralls, I've mounted some webbing to the side, some, you know, webbing. I don't know, what is the material of webbing? Like belt, not nylon belts? I don't know, what are they called? Why am I having a brain fart with webbing? But anyways, I've got webbing, I've got clips, buckles, yeah, just nylon straps, yeah. So I got like nylon straps, they're glued on and also riveted. A pro tip, if you're ever having to attach stuff to like fabric and you're worried about like the glue letting go and you don't have a sewing machine, rivet and washers work really good, and that's what I've used to hold it together. So I've got straps on the inside that buckle in so that it actually holds to the side, and this is actually pulling it up because with the coveralls going over my shoulder, I can basically hang the weight off of the coveralls. And then also, this is what I did that I didn't have last year, and it does quite a bit. I have a bunch of Velcro in here now. So there's actually a bunch of Velcro on it, and I glued on some Velcro pads to the thigh pieces of the coveralls. So now this isn't doing this on my leg. It just, this is the front. So before, this would do this constantly as I was walking around. That didn't work. So now it's all pretty much held in place. So it moves with me, and it's not just kind of like slipping and sliding as I walk around. So that was the problem I had. So I solved that. And then the waist stuff, I just have a belt. I just have another nylon belt that goes around, and then these are attached to there's a front part and a back part, and they just clip on. So right now it's put the boots on. These are Velcro. So I have this piece of rubber in the middle because I didn't want the hard finished like parts rubbing on each other because it would wear the paint down and everything. So I've got these rubber pads here for the inner thigh to prevent chafing. You don't want chafing in your power armor, and they just open up with Velcro. So I can just kind of clamp them around my leg and it holds in place. Kind of screwed up. These should have been a little bit bigger of a pad, but it is what it is. You can't really see it. So now I can actually like move around in these, but they're not quite done. We need to remove some material because you can kind of see the upper thigh part is colliding with the knee joints. And the thing is, I'm already raised up like 4 inches in these. So we're gonna have to take the Dremel and we're gonna have to do a little clearance. I'm like 6'5" in all this, by the way. With the helmet on and the boots, I'm 6'5". It's nice being tall. Get chamois butter for the chafing. But yeah, it works pretty good. Like I walked around downstairs with this on for like 10-15 minutes. Other than it constantly like clipping on the knees, it's actually not too bad to move around in. It is a little on the heavy side, but it is what it is. It's power armor. It's going to be heavy. But yeah, so I'm actually really happy with how the coveralls work too. I also picked up this. For the knees, I might use this stuff to kind of hide my skinny legs. I don't know, but for like the joints, I don't know, I was at Home Depot the other day and this was like $5, so I bought it. So I got this, it's aluminum, it's flexy. I might use this in the back here so that, where is it? Yeah. So you can see like back here, it's all open. I might like cut this in half and kind of have that back there so you don't see kind of thing. Or I might do something in rubber. I might do rubber or some sort of like thin plasticky, rubbery looking material. That's what they use in the show. In the Fallout show, they're using like a rubbery material between the hard plates of the armor. So I might do that instead. For the knees, oh, we're gonna do some clearance. I gotta clear it. Okay, print something in TPU. That's a lot of printing. When I could just buy sheets and just kind of make it work. Is flexible enough. I'm kind of realizing that too, but it was cheap and I'll use it for something. I'll use it for exhaust for the paint booth or something. It's like $5. It was on clearance. I grabbed it. It was like, as I was walking out, it was there and I'm like, I'm gonna grab that just in case, you know? Sometimes I like doing that. Does anyone else just like going to like project stores and just kind of walking around randomly just for ideas? So that's that. Okay. So power armor cosplay. That is ongoing and this is priority. One, season 2 of the show is airing right now. So anything in related to Fallout is topical right now. So that is kind of a priority thing. That doesn't mean like I won't work on anything else until it is done, but this is keep working on. I am waiting for a day that it actually is nice outside so I can build a workbench for the other side of the garage so I can put a sanding and paint booth in the garage because it's cold as shit outside, but it's been crappy out, so it is what it is. So this is like primary on the list. Second thing, stealth changer. Finish. I can't spell. Okay. Ongoing. Going well. Continue to go. We're working on it. Tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, we'll do a build on it. We'll hopefully get the carriages mounted up, start figuring out how we're gonna do the wiring for electrical. I ordered and got in, we got power supplies now for it. So we're gonna be running, I'm hoping this is enough. I'm hoping I didn't screw up because I figured if a normal Voron can run on a 200 watt power supply, running just the motors on a 200 watt power supply should be okay. So it's a 48 volt, 200 watt UHP power supply. If this is not big enough, I can swap it with the one in here because the one in here is a UHP 350 and it is only running the tool head. So if for whatever reason this, I figure 200 watts at 4812, it's a voltage thing, right? It's only running the motors. So 200 watts for the motor should be fine. So 200 watts for the motors, 48 volts. Everything else, obviously the bed is mains, but we got the LDO 24 volt, 275 watt power supply with 25 watts of 5 volt. This will be the rest. So these are going to be the two power supplies that are going to go in the tall boy for the stealth changer. Well, I run Z. That's the reason. The tall boy has a Kraken in it, so I'm just going to run all 6 motors, X, Y, and Z, 48 volts. It's not running an all-wheel drive system. It's just a normal, basically a normal Voron 2.4 gantry. So we're going to run 48 volts for the motors, so we can do the fast Z, and then everything else is 24 volts and mains. So we got that. We need to do install new electronics, redo enclosure. I can't spell. Okay, so stealth changer finished. Okay, this is ongoing. Okay, this one is ongoing. Okay, after that, Micron plus build. Start and finish. Need to print parts still. Okay, so the Micron Plus build. I got a Micron Plus kit from LDO Motors. Cheers, Jason, LDO. We will be building that after the stealth changer. So when the stealth changer is finished, we will move on to the Micron Plus. Okay, also, Cocoa Press V2. Upgrade V1 to V2. Simple as. Okay, so we have a V1 Cocoa Press. I have the upgrade kit to turn it into a V2 Cocoa Press. We need to do that. We need to do that. Okay. 0.69 amp per motor if they all run at once. That's what I was wondering about. Because you set the voltage, or you set the amperage in your, and you go into your printer.cfg and you set your motor amperage. But like, you set it for 1 amp, right? Say you set it for 1 amp. How does it doesn't know the voltage. It doesn't know if it's 12 volts, 24 volts, or 48 volts. So there's got to be like some universal calculation, because if you tell it 1 amp, does it just give it 1 amp at 12 volt, 1 amp at 24, 1 amp at 48? Or is there some sort of mathematical formula where it's not really 1 amp, it's 1 amp at nominal, and then it takes the voltage and it comes out to some other value, and that's what it's actually running at? Because like, how does that work? Because, you know, if I'm running at 12 volts, 1 amp, and I run at 48 volts, 1 amp, the amperage should be different. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I mean, and again, yeah, the TMC, yeah. Because like, yeah. 1 amp is 1 amp. Amp is amp. But again, if the 200 watts isn't enough, if for whatever reason we're running into issues, this printer has a 350 watt, 48 volt power supply that is only powering the Jupiter board and the tool head. So worst comes to worst, I'll swap them. Wattage changes with voltage. I know. Is it? Yeah. All right, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Some current sensing, you can figure that in your register. Yeah. So all the motors running 10 watts. Well, it's a 200 watt power supply. It's 200 watts, 48 volts. So it's like 4.8 amps. 4.2 amps. But again, how often are you running all your motors full out? Okay, so Cocoa Press V2. Also, I don't think they're LDO motors. I think they're stepper online motors. I think the Tallboy still has like the OG 84 ounce stepper online motors that we spec'd back. I think the motors in this printer are some of like the first motors I ever bought for 3D printers. So they're classics. Okay, next thing. Printer bot resto mod. Take OG printer bot metal, keep motion system, rebuild to modern specs. Zoom, big flow with tube. This one, PrinterBot Simple Metal. I have a PrinterBot Simple Metal. The goal is to resto mod it, okay? Do you need Core XY? Do you need Core XY when you have a 48 volt system running stupid fast with a tube with Clipper? Do you? I don't know. We'll find out. So I got a PrinterBot Simple Metal. The goal is to resto mod it and see how fast you can make old hardware go. Because we've done it with the Ultimaker. We took an Ultimaker, we put Clipper on it, we made it dance. But the hardware on the Ultimaker is all original, okay? The printer bot simple metal, the goal is keep just the motion system. New hot end, new extruders, new electronics, everything. The only thing that's original is the frame and the motion system. See how fast we can make it dance. So that's gonna be the Printobot Resto mod. Okay. Someone on YouTube has a sick round display on top of the Delta Flyer. I want it. I've got, it's probably a Nomi or something similar. Core 1 Plus, yep. Core 1 Plus upgrades. Do them at some point. Okay. So we got 2 Core 1s. They need Core 1 Plus upgrades. We can do that on our own at some point. Next. CRT Steam Deck. Hardware tested and works. Mini CRT screen, RPI 0 emulator, power delivery. Still need to sort out buttons control. Design case. So if you don't know what this is something we've been playing around with on the Twitch channel, right? This is something we've been playing around with on the Twitch channel. If you don't know what I mean by that, this is my CRT Game Boy. Let me find it here. I have some pictures of it. I think I have some pictures of it. I should have some pictures of it. I should have some pictures of it. Where are the pictures of it? Here it is. So this is kind of bare bones, but basically this is a 4-inch CRT screen. It's a Raspberry Pi Zero. That is a battery. And this is running entirely disconnected, emulating Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. This was one of those dumb little idea projects that just popped in that somehow got me sidetracked. I was all about it, and now we got to finish it, which is the fun part. So this runs Super Mario. And it's a Raspberry Pi Zero, so it'll emulate anything a Raspberry Pi Zero does. And it's hooked up to a CRT screen with a bunch of angry pixies living in here. So the goal of this originally, because I came across a YouTube video where somebody made a Game Boy, and the thing is like, no, if we're emulating, we got a computer here. This ain't a Game Boy, this is a Steam Deck. So the goal is basically, if you had to build a Steam Deck using 70s technology, you just happen to also have a Raspberry Pi. So functionally, it all works. It all works. Now we just have to put it in a package and make it look good, and then also figure out buttons for it. So if anyone sells like PCBs for buttons that are like plug and play, like USB plug and play, just the PCB with like, so I can design a case around it, let me know. I don't want to like buy a controller and hack it up. Or the other option is like get an Arduino and make my own keyboard, and that's the other option. Battery life about 3 minutes? Over an hour at least. I think you get 1 to 2 hours. I should get 3,000 milliamp hour battery at 12 volts. And this uses like 5 watts plus whatever for the Raspberry Pi Zero. So the battery actually does last at least over an hour. I don't know how much longer over an hour, because we literally plugged it in, it ran for an hour, and then I ended the stream and I turned it off. So that's what we got to figure out with this. The goal on this is basically build a retro Game Boy or a retro Steam Deck as like an electronics project on the channel. Okay. Got my Framework 16, came sooner. Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. 3D sets model. Get a kit and build one. Because I want to. Okay, we want to build a 3D sets model. Okay. What other things do we have to do on the channel? We got the electric go-kart thing out of a printer frame. Yeah, figure out what to actually do and do it. Pandora mod for V0. Which one is that? Get a PCBWay code for Joel. Board isn't. I have a contact at PCBWay. Box turtle. Put it on. Put it on something finally. LEO v2.4. Build. Install. Build and install Jabberwocky toolhead. Add PT. There we go. Box turtle. That's another thing on the list. I have an LDO V2 right there. We're going to take the toolhead off, put a Jabberwocky toolhead on. It has a cutter. Maybe do a refresh of the clipper install. Maybe do a couple other minor things and then give it a box turtle. Okay. Put the box turtle on the Micron. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What about February? This is going to be on for a while. Speaking of on for a while, Astromech R6 droid build. Ongoing, no rush. Work on it when you work on it. So we are printing stuff and the plan is to build an Astromech droid. That's going to be a while because it's a big expensive project. There's a lot of stuff you have to buy for it to make it actually move and everything. Motors are like $100 each if you want to use the right ones, for example. And then all the electronics and batteries and everything. It's a big project. It'll be work on it when I work on it, but it is being worked on because we have like, you know, it's a big project. It is a big project. It might be one of those things where I'm going to have to wait till the weather gets nice before I sand it because it's going to be a bitch to sand inside the house or inside the garage. But I've got boxes of printed parts for it and everything. AI co-host. Oh yeah, Alt. Do something with Alt. I did pull out Alt the other day and play around with it. But the goal is interactive standalone co-host bot thing. The idea of Alt is basically a box that does have a LLM running in it that is somewhat interactive just to faff around with. That's the idea. I got, as much as I don't like AI, I am intrigued by some of it, but not the way companies are doing it. Like the standalone offline LLM that you're using as a tool to play around with, I'm okay with that. Clanker's taking our jobs and, you know, generating. If you don't know what Grok is doing right now, what people are doing with Grok, that's like, remember the Torment Machine? Remember the novel about the Torment Machine called Don't Invent the Torment Machine? Well, guess what? Magneto. Yeah, Magneto's gonna be gone at some point. I gotta get rid of it. I've already stolen the screen off of it to use for something else. Magneto, not enough. 24 volt, 200 watt is 8 amp. 48 volt, 200 watt is 4 amp. Can only run 2 XY motors. I still can't get over how 200 watts isn't enough at 48 volts. I don't know. Has a nice I2C game. Can you, Dangle, if you just link it to me in Discord or DM me it, I'll take a look after the stream. Because I need it to have enough buttons for Super Nintendo. So up, down, left, right, A, B, X, Y, and 2 shoulder buttons, and then start, stop. Okay. What else? What else? I had a whole list in my head before coming live, and I think I can't remember some of it. What was some other stuff that has been kind of on the wayside on the channel? Now this is the part of the stream where I reach out to you guys. Oh yeah, Prusa core XY conversion. Actually build the damn thing. There we go. Yes, Floki, you have acknowledged me, bro. What about bro? What's up, brah? Any plans for another Death Racer? Maybe. I have a Death Racer kit. Do I still have a Mark IV? I've got 2 Mark IVs. Actually, I got 3 Mark IVs. I got 2 Mark IVs and a Mark IVs. Isaac interactive standalone. Well, I called it alt. What was alt? Alt stand. Which is funny because now I realize like alt is a character in Cyberpunk who's like the AI that kind of does like a big AI in the game. But anyways, I didn't know that at the time. Alt was a Linux terminal or something. I'm trying to remember what the acronym we used for alt, but basically like AI Linux thing or something. It was like AI Linux something thing maybe. What are your thoughts on which printer shows you might be at in 2026? I gotta book my hotel and flight, but Smurf, Remurf, maybe Midwest. I doubt it though, but we'll see. 3D Printopia, and then hopefully something else European side. We'll see. Terminal, that's what it was. Yeah. AI Linux terminal. That's what we were calling alt. I kind of had this idea in my head to make it like a, I like theming stuff. I always think it's a good idea to have a bit of lore on a project when you're working on it, so that when you're working on it, you have answers for questions that may pop up, or it also kind of leans into the design ethos. Okay. So, I kind of like that. Whenever you're working on a project, make up some lore for it. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be expansive. So for example, my Mandalorian suit, the literal lore around it is this guy is not near Tatooine. He's a Mando doing his own shit on the other side of the galaxy, far away from everything involving a Skywalker. It was his dad's suit. Dad gave it to him. He's just a straight up bounty hunter, and he hates jetpacks because he's got a fear of heights. That's why I don't have a jetpack. That's like the theme. Like that, I had that in my head. So it's like, okay, he's on the ground, heavy armor, short range blaster rifle. He likes kicking indoors. That was the whole thing, right? The power armor, kind of the same thing. R6 is a rack. It's a rack astromech. It's R6A0. So I'm Canadian. A0. A0. That is the astromech's designation. R6A0. But A0 is his rack number because they all just have a rack number spray painted on them because they're racks. They're disposable tools. Anyone who's been in the military know what a rack number is. It's just an off-the-shelf thing, and somebody picked them up cheap and rebuilt them as just a buddy, right? So that's kind of, you don't need a lot, but now it's like, okay, well, he's a former military droid that just, was just one of many that was broken, sold as surplus, but he fixed them up. That gives you so much now for like, okay, well, this part is broken. Well, now I can just use a scrap part, or like the colors don't match because, this part was taken from another thing or whatever. Like that's kind of, it's nice to have some sort of thing to kind of drive the design process, and just having that little bit of a background does a lot. So fear of heights would be me. I'm not huge on heights. It's funny. I've gone bungee jumping. I had the chance to jump out of a plane. I had a chance to get my paratrooper quals. That part, no. And it wasn't, honestly, I wasn't the jumping out of the plane part I didn't want. It was the landing part. I wouldn't mind jumping out of a plane. I just don't want to do it where there's like a 16% chance of breaking my ankle. So I did not take the paratrooper course. Plus I was like, that was the last summer I was in the Army and I was getting out. Okay, what other things do I have that I need to finish? What were other things that I need to finish? Afraid of cliffs. That's my thing. Being over an unsupported edge. Balconies. Balconies trip me out. The hotel, who here has been to Rocky Mountain? You know the hotel next to the venue? I stay at that one every year because it's right next to the venue and I don't need to rent a car then. But that hotel has a big atrium in the middle. So all the rooms, and last year because I was sharing a room with somebody, I was on the top floor. I could not walk near those railings. I can't. It just, but like windows, I've walked on glass floors. That stuff doesn't bug me. It's like looking over an edge where it's unsupported on the way down. That shit trips me out. No. Which is funny, I don't get that on bridges. I can look over a bridge just fine. But when it's ground, nope. Nope. Hate glass floors. The glass floor that I walked on in China was pretty cool. Okay, so vertical, that's what it is, the vertical feeling. Okay, so that is that. Was there anything else in terms of projects that I have started or, oh, quadcopter. Quadcopter frame. Build a lightweight 3-inch quad frame to use up hardware you have already. I have all the hardware to build a quadcopter. I just need to build a frame. So we're design, test, diff filaments, build, and fly. This one will probably have to wait till the weather clears up. But yeah. Prusa wire. The goal of this is to stuff that I have already either started or I have the stuff already, right? So like the Micron Plus, this, I already have this kit. We're trying to go through the list of everything I need to finish this year because a lot of stuff is kind of caught to the wayside, unfortunately. The glass floor. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. Priorities which will maintain and build membership on your channel. Well, that's the thing. Like, streams don't bring in members. Videos do. The problem is I don't like doing videos. So the goal is to try and knock off some of these, to make some room, get everything good. We might end up doing more of this work on stream instead of me, like, you know, so you might have some painting and sanding streams and whatnot. Videos will be like, I got to do a video, like the video, this isn't videos, these are projects. So like, I got to do a video on the Delta Flyer, I got to do a video on the Core 1 Plus, I got to do a video on a couple other things. Print a compression mold and make forged carbon fiber frame for the quad. For the size of the quad I plan on building, I'm thinking just a straight up like PPS frame would probably be fine. Ever finished any plan on the ANET? The ANET's broken. The ANET is a busted. Like if you don't know, I have an ANET A8. It is I have used it as a prop in a couple videos and thrown it around. It's not, the frame is cracked. I think I ripped wiring off of it because I needed wiring at some point. I just ripped some wires off of it. It's not viable. We did finish building it. It does print, but I mean, I still have the Tico. You can always do something with the Tico. Any CNC faffing around? I would like to get CNC going, but I need to build workbenches. For the other side of the garage, I need to build a workbench for the CNC machines so that they can sit on it and actually function. One, I need to learn CNC better because that's my problem. I'm okay with manual machining. CNC, I've never really done it, so I have to learn everything from scratch with that. But the CNC, I do want to CNC some parts for the Astromech. But it's like, I don't have any direct CNC standalone projects I have in mind. It's like stuff that I can kind of use it for. Oh, that's what I need. This one should be up higher because shroud mask. Finish mask and do crossplay or shroud from dispatch, post-process mask, install LEDs and screen with Pi0 driving. So this mask, Shroud. Who here has played Dispatch? If you haven't played Dispatch, I don't know if the Steam sale is still on. I think it is. It's like 10% off. It's a fun game. But the bad guy from the game, let me open up an image, open image in a new tab. Okay, so this is something I started working on. This was another thing. It's like, well, I need to test carbon fiber filled materials on the Prusa. Oops, sorry, muted myself. Okay, I need to test carbon fiber on the Core 1L. So I printed this mask, which is Shroud from thing. And then this is a little test fit. So this is the character in the game, okay? So obviously I'm gonna have to paint it. But see the eyes? So I tested it with some mesh in the screen, so you can kind of see my eyes, but not really. Once you put some LEDs in there, you won't see. So I got to put a regular LED in the one eye. The left eye just has like an LED right in the middle. I'm just going to use a NeoPixel, so I can drive it from a Raspberry Pi Zero, so I can actually set the right color, because it needs to be teal. But the other eye is going to be a problem, because if you've played the game, these like, I don't know, teal LED effects, they rotate. They do like a little rotating animation. And then also every now and then his mask, the eyes, like, it looks like Matrix code, but red, when he's like thinking or whatever. So the goal is to use a screen in the eye, which I actually test fit a Big Tree Tech Nomi, because I had it. But the thing is, the Big Tree Tech Nomi doesn't fit, because my eyes are literally like right there. So in this picture, you shouldn't be using your eye as a heat sink. Simple as that. Okay. So I ordered just the wave share screen itself. And we're going to have, apparently you can make a Raspberry Pi Zero, run a screen and play a GIF on loop. So I'm just going to have it play a GIF on loop. So we need to wire all that up. Also, I have some EL wire for the little bits that accent some parts. I have some EL wire. So this is a fun little cosplay thing I'm working on right now. The screen won't be in for like another week, because like Amazon Canada didn't have it, so it's shipping from somewhere. So CF mask, don't want to be breathing in. Oh, I've done CF. My power armor helmet is CF. This whole helmet is carbon fiber PET G. Just spray a coat of paint on the inside, it's fine. I'm more worried about breathing in the fumes from all the glues and paints and everything while wearing the mask, and then breathing in my own carbon dioxide repeatedly. This actually has a fan in it, luckily, sucking in fresh air from the back. But it's carbon fiber filament. The carbon fiber is in the filament. It's embedded in the filament. It's not like it's not like asbestos where it just kind of magically floats through the air. It's in the filament. Gloop fumes, exactly. So yeah, so the Shroud mask is on there too. So, and then this is that part. I'll include that on. Okay, I think that's about it for all the. Is there anything else for this channel that I've let fall to the wayside that I need to finish? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Still Helldivers? I haven't played Helldivers in a while. Big water cooler. Well, no, what I did for the helmet, so you see how the helmet, here, let me find helmet. See if I have any pictures of the inside of it. Do I not have any pictures of the inside of the helmet? Fallout. By the way, the fact that you can just Google search images. Like it kind of sucks when you pull up your Google Doc of like all your images on your Google Drive and you can just search it, like just search like power armor and it shows up all the pictures of my power armor, which means one, it's really cool, which means two, Google has been, you know, training their AI on my shit, which I don't like. But anyways, in the back here, there's like a printed cylinder. I put slots in it, or there actually are slots in it, but I hollowed it out. And there are two fans that suck in cold air from the back of the helmet, blow it through the tube, and then it exhausts right in front of my face. So it's constantly blowing in fresh air in the helmet. So the helmet is also, here it is on my little guy. And if you're wondering, the helmet weighs about 2 kilograms. The boots weigh like 9 pounds each. Just a big water cooler. Oh, the eye. Yeah, using the eye as a heat sink. Okay, so I think that's about it for all the projects that I can think of that we need to finish. I think so. So now, to make good on that, we're gonna work on the power armor because I gotta do some cutting. So this I need to sand and everything. This is the chest piece. I still have to print the back piece. I redid this, by the way. For those wondering, last Saturday on stream, we started printing it. And if you're wondering how that turned out, I ran out of power. So I had to reprint the whole thing. But I changed it. This was a bad idea. This one right here that I was printing from the Saturday, I did it wrong. I had to scale it in the X so that it fits around my torso, which this does fit. I could have probably gone a little bit bigger, which I did for this. But this, what I did was I stretched it in the X only, which was a bad idea because it makes all the round stuff ovals. Okay, so what I did with this one, Windows 3D Builder to the rescue, I basically sliced it into like 6 parts. So I sliced a chunk out of the middle here, stretched that, and then reattached it. And then I took a slice out of between here and here, sliced it, stretched it, and then put it back together. So this is like, I want to say 30 millimeters wider than the stock one for the chest piece, but the round stuff is still round. The only difference is like the neck collar is slightly oblong, which you don't even notice. So that's not a big deal at all. So I did that. So yeah, because this fits so much better. The old one, the sides were being pushed out and everything. So. It's not entirely embedded. Yeah, but it's like if you were to take it and rub your face on it, yeah, I could see that potentially being an issue. But if it's just there, it's not like, you know, it's off-gassing carbon fiber parts repeatedly. Although, if you want to know why this was a problem, I don't know, because I stopped it before it did everything, but like, yeah. So, you can see there's a little bit of PLA between these parts, so it just snaps right off, which actually make taking the supports off really easy. And make taking the supports off really easy. Okay, let's butcher some perfectly good 3D printed thigh pieces. So, here's the problem with the armor. The problem with the armor, ooh, look at me there. See how this is colliding? These sit up higher, so this is actually not a good picture to use for this. 1 second here. Yeah. So this is how it sits. So see how this is colliding with this, especially this little gap here. We need to fix that. So Fallout NV T45. Here's the thing. The Fallout power armor that I'm using is based on the Fallout 4 T45 power armor. However, I'm wearing it like the Fallout 3/New Vegas power armor because they are different. Because hooray for, you know, consistency. So on this, you can see how the knee pieces are slightly different. Also, for the waist here, what I'm going to do is just get like a sheet of rubber or like some sort of vinyl or something and just wrap that around my torso with like Velcro or something, have it overlap with Velcro and just have like a pattern on it. I'm not going to try and 3D print this ab part. It's going to be too annoying and you're not going to see much of it anyways. But yeah, the undersuit will just be that. But so the plan is what I'm going to do is we're just going to take off like half an inch off the bottom of this and then kind of reconfigure this little lip piece here. So what I'm thinking is basically like, I have a piece of tape I can use. I'll use this. Yeah. So basically take off all this green. So basically cut off the green and then we'll just kind of come out on a slight angle. So we'll do that, which kind of sucks because this is all glued together. So I can't like take off this back piece here. It's all glued together. I don't want to take it apart. So, hey, yes, it is Dremel time. Like the old Cylon from BSG. Battlestar Galactica. Such a good show with such a petered out ending. I did not like how Battlestar Galactica ended, I'll be honest. I did not. Like, I get it. But I did not like how it ended. It was such a good show right up to the end. And then I get it, because it's like, how the hell do we end this in a way that kind of makes sense? Oh, this is going to be annoying. I'll show you a trick anytime you're working on something like this and you have to deal with annoying geometry preventing stuff sitting and not moving. I'll show you a trick here. The trick is, like that one guy from Salem said, there we go. More weight. Take your 1, 2, 3 blocks, because you all put 1, 2, 3 blocks on your Christmas list, right? You got one, Santa Claus brought you all 1, 2, 3 blocks. Put 1, 2, 3 blocks and stuff. Look, now it's stable. Instead of it, you know, being all, now it's stable. So decided to go or no go. I watched a few clips of the final episode of Stranger Things when they're fighting like the giant monster, and I'm like, where'd the budget go? Where'd the budget go? So this is all ABS. So we're gonna get some good old fashioned ABS fumes up in this bitch. So it's gonna be fun. Watching the last episode. I did watch, so we watched a couple shows on New Year's Eve and yesterday on New Year's Day. We watched, me and the waifu watched, what did we watch? We watched the Chainsaw Man movie, the Reze arc. Peak cinema, freaking awesome. Loved it. Holy shit, Studio Mappa is goated with animation. But yeah, Chainsaw Man Reze arc was great. Funny, surprisingly funny too. Freaking Denji is such a goober. But yeah, watch it. If you like anime, season 1 of Chainsaw Man was pretty good. I've heard some criticisms of it, but as somebody who never read the manga, I might actually read the manga. I might pick it up and read it. It's still ongoing though, right? I think it's still ongoing. I might pick it up, but the movie was good. It was good. And then what else have we watched? We watched the new episode of Fallout Season 2. That was good. Freaking Victor showed up. My man, Victor. Well, it's going to be fun to do. This is going to make a mess. And then what else? What else? We watched the new Naked Gun movie finally. I got it a while ago, but I finally watched it. And, oh man, I miss comedies like that. I miss comedies like the Naked Gun. Just fast, quick humor. Just fast, quick, good humor. Like, just so good. So yeah, so Naked Gun was really good too. Never read manga. I read a couple. I read all of Gantz in like one day. I just like randomly I randomly acquired it, and I just like watched all of Gantz, or because I watched the Gantz anime, and then I watched the one CGI movie, and then I'm like, actually I kind of want to read the comic or the manga, so I read the whole manga of Gantz, and that shit whack. That shit whack. That shit whack. Miss Clarence. Yes, Miss Clarence. Get solid. I have my own. I made these in shop class. I also have some like normal ones, but most of the ones I have I made. All right. Why is there a die inside the chassis? What do you mean, die? Okay, let's start cutting. This is gonna be, also, I have 3 remotes. The stupid light broke. I have 2 shop lights, and one of them just died on me. Like before stream today, one of my shop lights just died. So my lighting is all messed up in here. I think it looks brighter on screen than normal because I have that one on max. Instead of 2 on medium, I have 1 on max, because 1 on medium, which is my backfill light, so it's actually dark back here. You guys can't see it on the camera, but okay. How big of a mess is this gonna make? How stable is this? I don't know where my mask went. I need a mask. That is stinky. I have a proper freaking mask. Where'd I put it? Shoot. Is it in the garage? Oh, it might be in the shed. I think it's in the shed. It's in the shed, I think. I think I have it in the shed. Yeah. I need a mask of some sort. Don't want to be huffing fumes. At least not these fumes. These aren't the fun fumes to huff. Yeah, I don't know where my mask is. Oh well. No, I have a proper, like, full-on particulate mask. I just don't know where it is. I think it was in the box that I put in the shed. It was by all my other stuff. I mean, as long as I move it quick, I don't catch fire, right? That is annoying. Can you guys, how's the noise canceling holding up? Please tell me the noise canceling is holding up for you guys. Here's not bad. It is getting smoky in here. I probably should not be breathing in ABS fumes. I mean, I have a solution. I have a solution. Someone downstairs. Give me a minute. I'll be back in a second. Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? Where are you? Where are you? Here? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, that's all that. Here, that. Nope, not in there. Seriously, how do you lose a freaking mess? Go back here. Nope, 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 nope. Seriously, where did I put it? Where is it? Shoot. Maybe it's over here? Nope. It's upstairs. Maybe it's upstairs. Dang it. Nope. Nope. Dang it. Dang it. It really sucks, you would think. And I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's at. I have, I found the mask, I just couldn't find the filter for it. I was gonna grab one of my gas masks, but unfortunately, I don't know where it's at. So, oh well. Just hope the fans keep blowing it away from me. There we go. That's one side. Practice safe hobbies. Yeah, remember, do as I say, not as I do. And don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, and if you're thirsty, why not buy some delicious gamer subs? Use code Canuck, save 10% today. Link in description. Watch, as soon as the stream ends, I'm gonna find it. Yep. Hopefully I don't set off my smoke detector. I have a smoke detector in the garage because of the 3D printing stuff. For the T45, honestly, it would probably be a good idea. I was looking for my actual gas mask though. Like, I have a proper, like, actually, wait. Over here. Under here. Oh. Shoot. Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I was gonna grab, I have like a actual proper, like properly rated gas mask. I just don't know where it is. Like a proper, like actual, like gas mask. Oh well. So waiting on your last one to ship. If you ordered it with anything for pre-order, they wait until everything shows up and then they ship it all at once. So. Just backlog. It depends on what you ordered. It smells like a mixture of burning plastic and Bondo, which is great. Trying to cut this without damaging the... There we go. Okay, so now this is cut off. Did I print this with ABS or carbon fiber ABS? I think it's just regular ABS. Hopefully it's just regular ABS. Oh, the Christmas sale? Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit then. Little bit of smoky. It's just a little smoky. All right, so now got to cut these little parts, which is going to be annoying. I think I have a hacksaw somewhere. I don't have one in the basement. Do I have one out here? Do I have a hacksaw? Ooh, eclipse glasses. Safety first. Yeah, I might have to run downstairs to grab my hacksaw. Anyone else have a hacksaw? Who's got a hacksaw I can borrow quickly? Or can I just... I mean, it'd be help... No, that's layer lines. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. There we go. There we go. Yeah, just solid. Cut from the inside. Yeah, but my marks for where to cut are on the outside. Deburring. It's actually kind of nice that these are solid walls, so I don't have to fill in anything. I could just sand it and paint it and move on with my life. Which is also one of the reasons why these ones don't have any weathering on them. Bastardized, I think. I am bastardizing it. with my bastard file, which is a proper tool. Remember, this is a couple 100-year-old power armor. It's okay if it's got a couple scratches in it, right? It's aesthetics. It's all about the aesthetics. I wish I had a disc, grinding disc. That'd make this a lot easier. Although that would actually probably melt too much plastic. That'd be something you have to worry about. Oop, getting some delamination here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is what I was kind of worried about. That's what I was kind of worried about. A little bit of delamination. That's okay. We're good. We're good. I know how we can fix this. Do I have any? Where are you? How do you stop ABS from delaminating on you? Gloop! Do you have an enter smash an old dull file and watch it explode? Yep. I tried to turn one into a knife at one point at the tool shop I worked at on a really slow night using an oxy torch to heat it up and then hitting it off a not an anvil, but another chunk of metal, and then trying to mash it, and it did not work. Okay. Put a little gloop on this. Just let that kind of... turn him back up. There we go. One done. Way too much carbon? Yeah. There we go. So, what I might do is, shoot, I might put a 45 on that. Do I want to put a 45 on that? Or do I want that sticking straight out? That's kind of, you know what, that's okay as is, because that's sticking straight out. Obviously, I will paint it and whatnot, but for now, that'll do. Okay, next one. Next one. Yeah, I didn't know about the whole carbon thing at the time. I just kind of had a broken file and I was like, I'm gonna make a knife out of this, and nope, nope, nope. It's amazing what you can do when you don't know what you're doing. What's it? File makes real fine. File snow. File snow. File makes real fine particulates you can breathe in. Not the best for your lungs. I know. Remember, I am the walking embodiment of do as I say, not as I do. I know I play very fast and loose sometimes. But it's like, I used to work 10 feet away from a 3,000 ton injection molding press that would like shoot a couple 100 to 1,000 pounds of ABS a day and other noxious chemicals. And it would just be running like 10 feet behind me, venting into the shop I worked at. And then, you know, to clear the air, I would go on break out and, you know, have a cigarette. So the damage has been done. The damage has been done. Right about there. And yes, I know, well, if you stop, it'll fix itself. And it has, but the damage has been done. You can get when you don't know what you're doing. Hindsight is something. Yep. I still remember, like, first, like, field weekend. They're like, okay, Benoit, you got the C9. So I've got a C9, which is for the Americans here, or the Call of Duty kids at M249 Bravo. So C9, barrel bag, and we're out in the woods. And I was using the barrel bag as a pillow to sleep on the first night. Because I forgot to bring a, I didn't have any, normally I would use my shirt, but it was summer, so I didn't like have a sweater or anything to use the pillow. So I just used the barrel bag from the machine gun to put my head on. And it's funny, the next day I'm walking around, but he's like, did you sleep on that last night? I walked by and I saw you sleeping on it. I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, yeah, don't do that. Those are lined with asbestos. I'm like, you're not allowed to use asbestos anymore. And he's like, yeah, this is the Army. We use asbestos. It's good. Just don't breathe it in. I'm like, so you're telling me I spent the night sleeping on a bag filled with asbestos? He's like, yeah. I'm like, awesome possum. Because, you know, when you have a hot machine gun barrel and you got to throw it in something and run, asbestos lined bag. It works really good. Just don't breathe it in. So, yeah. That was fun. All right, what do we got? When in doubt, C4. Yep. I love the smell of burning ABS in the morning. Smells like cancer. I kind of want to check out that subreddit again. You know what? I'll finish cutting this off and then we'll wrap up the stream. Is CS on right now? CS is on right now? Oh wait, I can't show this guy's face on YouTube. 1 second. There we go. I didn't realize CS was this early in January. Today I learned YouTube, so not the hard way, that brake cleaner and welding steel don't mix unless you want deadly chemicals. Yep, chlorine gas. It is? Damn. Is there anything big being shown off at CES that I should be aware of? I know there's a couple 3D printing companies there, but... Fun times. January 6th is the official, must be press days. It's only the 2nd today. It's only January 2nd today. Brake fluid and power pool chlorine. Yeah. Chlorine is bad for you. I remember years ago, my mom, her pool had one of those automatic chlorinators in it, and it exploded, and I had to go out there and like turn it off, and like, cause you know, there's power and whatnot. So I had to go into the garage or into the shed, turn it off, cause it was just spewing like, and I walked into the garage and immediately like almost passed out because the garage was just trapped with chlorine gas. So I had to like open the doors. I ran in my house. I grabbed my actual like gas mask, put a new filter in it, ran outside and had to do that. And my brother walks by. While I'm in there, I'm fine because I'm wearing a full proper gas mask and I'm working on it. My brother walks by and he's like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, it's chlorine gas, man. Shit sucks. There's a reason it's a war crime to use that shit. It will mess you up. It's also great. It smells like Bondo too. It's like melted plastic and Bondo. Yummy. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this should allow me to actually walk around in it a little bit better now, I'm hoping. Because that was the big problem I had with the, when I did the test walk in it yesterday, was the frickin' knees clashing into each other. Because you could see how much it was rubbing, right? You can see how much it was rubbing on the bottom of this. So I figured by cutting it right out, and then what I'll do is I'll just get some like thin vinyl or something and cut it and just hang it down and just use it to cover the joint. There we go. There we go. Okay, where's my gloop? I need my gloop. Gloop, gloop. Okay. So that list that I made, that's all projects that I've started on the channel and need to finish. And this is jumping way ahead. But what would you guys like to see more of on the channel this year? So I'm trying to move to stuff that's not, obviously we're still going to do 3D printing stuff. Obviously, that's like the bread and butter of the channel. That ain't going anywhere. But I mean like more projects just using 3D printers. Because as much as I love the cosplay stuff and I have fun doing it, it doesn't really bring in numbers. So I know it's not, every time I do a video on it, I get people like, oh yeah, I'll watch it, but it's not my thing. Or people are just like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch it, it's not my thing. Which is fine. So what do you guys want to see more of on the channel? What do you guys want to see more of on the channel this year? Where's the real chat? What do you mean real chat? This is real chat, unless it's frozen. I burned myself, by the way. I had a little glob of molten plastic landed on me. There we go. So there we go. So that's the new knee piece. So that should give me a bit more clearance. We should be good there. Less AI, more Game Boy, more the droid. Yeah, I gotta work on the droid. I gotta work on the Game Boy. That's all stuff I gotta work on this year. Need to paint this black on the inside so you don't see the material. RC car, boat, plane, 3D printed miniatures, or is that too niche? That's something for like resin, I think. AI thing doesn't really mean much to me. I know, don't knock it. The whole point with the AI thing was more just use it as a base. So it was like design a 3D printed case, add servos to it. So it would like do motion tracking, like try and make it more of an electronics project, not, it would be basically like, I'm trying to think of like, think of it kind of like a Muppet. Think of it kind of like an electronics Muppet, okay? So it would be like a box, it would have like a little camera on it, it would have a little screen, it would react, it would follow you around. It was kind of the idea to make it like a 80s electronic Muppet, like a retro style Muppet. Like I love the aesthetic from like the original Aliens movie and whatnot, that like 80s, 90s, the aesthetic of just before everything went to digital, right? Make use of 3D printing, yeah. More practical 3D prints, workshop improvement, 3D printed tools, okay. RC boat, RC plane. Well, the workshop, I gotta do a, oh, I never took those off. I gotta take this off. Never took the supports off this. Hey, let's make a mess of me taking supports off this mask. I think I printed this on the Core 1 too. I can't remember. I auto-supported it with way too many supports, I think. And I used the wrong kind of support. Yeah, I auto-supported this with way too many supports. Cassette futurism. Is that what the proper term is? I know Naughty Dog is working on a game that has that kind of aesthetic to it. And I won't say cassette. I'm saying like the aesthetic I'm nostalgia for is that like late 90s, early 2000s, where it's like the peak of analog, like just before analog started, you know, the really good CRT monitors, for example, like just before digital came in, like that kind of aesthetic. That for me is like my personal vibe era. Workshop cleanup. Yeah, clean up the workshop, and then so I can make it a mess again. Ow. This was support removal the other day. Like the Trinity, yeah, like that early 2000s where like stuff was good, but it was just before like digital became the norm, right? You know, I'm a firm believer Agent Smith had it right. 1999 was like the peak of human civilization, and then everything's been downhill since then, right? Late 90s was peak Western civilization. Everything's gone downhill since. We got the dang cyberpunk utopia or cyberpunk future without all the cool cyberpunk shit. Where's my gorilla? Where's my mantis blades and gorilla arms? Dang it! Why don't I put support in the back of this? This ain't never coming out. I used to have when I worked at the insurance brokerage, they got rid of the TV that was in the conference room, and I picked it up for like 20 bucks. It was I want to say a 32-inch Sony Trinitron flat screen, Sony Wega Trinitron flat screen. It weighed 100-something pounds, but oh my god, it had progressive in, so I had my PS2 was hooked up to it, my Wii. It was an amazing screen. And I picked it up in like 2009, and I had it till like I originally got rid of it because it took up so much room. But now like retro is cool, and all the Super Smash Brothers players are paying stupid amounts for CRTs. I wish I didn't give it away, because I literally just put it on Facebook Marketplace for free, and I'm like, it's at the edge of the road. Whoever grabs it, grabs it. And I'm like, I kind of wish I didn't do that. But at the time, it was just a massive CRT TV taking up a huge chunk of the computer room. Man, I really went too hard on these support settings. Why is the support so... Nothing is worse than using the wrong support settings and the wrong support type. I should have used organic. And painted on supports instead of auto-generate. Feels like a lifetime ago. It is hilarious. I loaded up my Facebook for the first time in a while, because I wanted to look something up. And I loaded up like my old profile pictures from like when I created the Facebook account in like 2007. And I'm like, oh my god, look at the baby face kid. Where'd all the innocence go? Where did it all fall apart? I just don't want to accidentally break this by peeling off too much. That's the worst part about some of these supports. It's like, am I peeling off support? Like when you go to grab support, like, you know how many times has this happened to you where you have like a big chunk of supports, so you just grab like a set of pliers and you just rip it out, and then you didn't realize there was an actual part in there that got broken now, and you're like, shit. I'm sure we've all done that. It's actually a good idea, pro tip. Whenever you're doing like support removal or something like this, have the file open on your computer so you can make sure you're not, you know, breaking off something you're not supposed to break off. Sharp. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go, almost done. It's always the teeth, always the teeth. You know what? Let's try this. There we go. How'd that turn out? How'd that turn out? You can't see it because it's all white. It's all blown out. I might paint this. This might be fun. I think I have some red spray paint somewhere. Some gold. It's an Oni mask, right? Or I could do blue. Blue and white, like that Avatar one. Not that Avatar, the other Avatar. Actually came out really well. Yeah, I'm really happy with the Core 1L so far. Yeah, I probably have enough to do a video on it, I think. Core 1L video. If you like the Core 1, it's the same thing, but bigger and slightly better, unless you do the Core 1 Plus upgrade. All right, how much time we got left? We got 15 minutes left. What are we gonna do for the last 15 minutes? Are we gonna go? Let's have some fun. Everything seems to work. Yep. Whoever pointed out this subreddit to me, congratulations, you have just created content for the rest of the stream. Should have been a dentist. No, I don't want to put my hands in people's face. If you can read this, fix your stringing. Kids bite. Dude, I used to work at a grocery store. No joke. I'm sitting there in cash one day. This is back like when I was in high school, college. No joke, one day. I just sharp pain at the back of my calf. Some little kid just ran up to me while I was, you know, scanning groceries and bit my leg. The kid was like 6, 7 or something. Like, it just bit my leg. Kids are weird. I have a kid. He's never randomly bit anyone. So, I don't know. And then he ran off, and I never seen him again. I was like, kids are weird. And people say bamboo printers are hard. I'm actually impressed by that. It's running the Sandevistan mod. It's got the Sandevistan implant. Oh, that's actually a really cool print. That is actually a really cool print. Not gonna lie. That is a really cool little print. Unfortunately, this file is an STL, but I have an A1 mini that uses 3MF files. All the converters I found online have a max of 100 megabytes. Oh, it's in the file below. Does anyone know where I can find a 3MF? What? Wait a minute. Bamboo's, like, MakerWorld loves 3MF, but there's nothing stopping you from printing an STL. Unless they changed it. They didn't change it, right? They didn't. Please tell me Bamboo didn't change it. Please tell me Bamboo didn't change it. Ooh. Honey. Oh my God. Six-day-long Majora's Mask print. I finally got 2 minutes. I've been waiting to print this for a long while. Wish me luck for 2. Don't care how much filament waste purged, not printing it. White and just paid. White just to paid. I suck at paint. Still 6 days. That is insane. I do not trust 6 days of printing on any machine. That is insane. YouTube just gave you a ni hao. Look at the purge weight. Oh God, do I want to look at the purge weight? $2.5 kilograms of what? Purge. Model support flush. 1.8 kilograms of purge. Okay. You take this and like a partial, and you just throw them in the freaking garbage. Oh my God, that is insane. 1.8, no. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't recycle my filament. I barely recycle to begin with, but like, learning to paint is less trouble. I know. You could print like several of them and then spend your time learning to paint on a couple of them and still have less. I do want to do a Majora's Mask at some point, but like that's a lot of waste. H2C is on. Dude, I've spoken about the H2C plenty of times over the last little bit. I didn't know there was a 3D printing circle jerk subreddit. Yep. What's the hoodie? This is the it's an I think it's a WAN show hoodie. It's the LTT store hoodie, one of them, covered in dog hair. Yeah, people are, yeah, that's the one thing that honestly the biggest problem with the index is it's not out right now. That is the biggest problem. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. For your Ender splash screen. But like, this is the kind of thing, like, how do I fix this at the top? Like, I know this is a huge print. I think it may be same print, but I can't get it. Like, I don't know if Bamboo is just like overselling it or marketing or whatever, but like this kind of question, I have seen this pop up on multiple different 3D printing subreddits over the years, or like not even years, like recently, more and more. Like, I think a lot of people just don't know how 3D printing works, and they like the tops of domes is just a thing people like, they just don't expect it that way. Like, I don't know. Okay, this is, okay. Yes, I'm a printing noob, not sure what I did wrong. I used the H2C. The last photo shows the model as I colored him in Bamboo Studio, and it came out so wrong. White was replaced with yellow, brown replaced with blue, and gray was replaced with brown. Okay, so obviously you had the wrong colors loaded, or you didn't load the right colors, but also, this is the weird, okay. Please tell me I'm not the only one who does this. When people post pictures of like a helmet and it's like near the top and it looks like garbage, okay? Like it's like half failed or something like this. Do people not know the cancel button exists? Do people not know the cancel button exists? The amount of times I've seen pictures on 3D printing subreddits where it's like you have a full helmet printing and it's like here. And from here up, it's shit. It's just like absolute under extruded garbo because the extruder's been jammed the whole time. And it's like, or in this case, it printed the whole thing. This takes a lot of time, even on an H2C. At some point you go, oh shit, something's wrong, and you hit cancel. Like even even with like all my printers that I trust to like hit start and leave, I check on them. Like, and yes, I have a Mandalorian helmet at my feet just in case I need a prop. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, people who let that stuff finish and waste all that time and material. Honestly, I'm more concerned with material time and power than filament, but like, it's like they're making toast. Don't forget, we are doing the giveaway in 4 minutes. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. We're going to be doing the draw in a minute here. You have to remember they don't know what they don't know yet. I know, that's the thing. Like with, okay, I am a firm believer that Facebook ruined the internet. And they ruined the internet. Correction, let me rephrase that. I'm a firm believer that Apple ruined the internet. Okay? Because there are pre-internet on smartphones and post-internet on smartphones. Whenever the iPhone came out, was it like 2006, I want to say? Basically, the moment the internet became a thing where you just pull out your phone and you push a button and you're on Facebook, that's the day the internet, as I like to remember it, died. Because before smartphones, there was a barrier to entry to the internet. You had to know how to use a computer. You had to know how to type. You had to know how to search the internet. You had to do stuff. Okay, there was a barrier to entry. It wasn't a big barrier, but there was a barrier to entry to the internet. Okay, you had to prove some sort of competency. You had to at least prove you could use a computer to use the internet. And then smartphones came out. And then Facebook was a button. And Instagram was a button. And when that barrier to entry went away, yes, it was great because everyone could get on the internet. But then everyone could get on the internet. And it's all downhill from there. So, like, it sounds horrible to say it in person, but certain things should have a barrier, a minimum barrier. There should be at least some sort of, it's like a video game, right? You want to put on the heavy armor, you got to pass the strength test. You want to equip that magic spell, you got to pass the intelligence quest, right? There's got to be some sort of skill cap, skill test. You got to pass. But then, like, yeah. some hobbies with, like, sometimes the pool is too deep for how accessible the ladder is, if that makes sense. So. 3D printing had a modest barrier to entry, which is a good thing now. The only barrier is your wallet. Well, it's really, it's sad when you see people post like something, like literally like a quick Google search will give you like, you know, where is, let me, shoot, what's her name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name. 3D printing cheat sheet. What is that guide from, what's her name? Here we go. I think this is it. No, not the CAD design one. What was her name? They had like a cheat sheet they made for 3D printing. But there's like a couple of them where it's like, you know, like stuff like this, right? Like, oh, wash your bed, sand it, you know, if your overhangs, you know, these are some settings you can play with. Like this kind of stuff should be more common, but like people watch a TikTok of somebody who, you know, oh, look at my printer, it printed this mask, look how awesome it is. And then you buy the printer and then it's like, okay, I download the file and I got to configure it and do this. And oh, what happened? It failed. What's going on? I don't know anything about this machine. 3D printers are CNC machines. They are CNC machines. You are a CNC operator when you are running a 3D printer. But like, you should at least watch a couple videos. Oh, that's Billy. That's what it was. Not Billie Eilish. Yeah, Billy, let me find the actual sheet. Yeah, Billy Rubin. Yeah, like, she has a bunch of these like little cheat sheets, preparing for resin printing, 3D printing CAD tips, model making programs for 3D printing, bed leveling. Like, that's the kind of thing of we need more with 3D printing. Because it's like, unfortunately, you have to dumb it all down now. Are they? What did you do? Okay, I'm gonna turn it. See, like, how did you not stop this? Why would you not stop this? And sell them as wigs. Like, I don't get when I see those pictures of like, okay, let's do the giveaway. Stopping a print is tinkering. I don't want to tinker on my printers. I hit up the file, I hit print, and then I take it off. And whatever happens between the time I hit file print and I remove it off the bed, that ain't my problem. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's see, who wants to win a spool of filament? Okay, marbles. So tomorrow we're gonna work on the stealth changer. That actually worked a lot better than I thought it would. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of post-processing on these, but that'll work. You want to win a spool of filament? Well, SS Gohan 13. Good luck. Oh, did it freeze on me? Yep, marbles froze. 1 second. Marbles freeze. I gotta update my graphics drivers, I think. Runtime error. I love how Discord is using more RAM than marbles. What printer should I buy inside Sorocta? I always tell them not to, and then we can print at school, just buy the filament. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that being a valid argument. I'm trying to get my kids' school to do some 3D printing stuff. Okay, so 263, random, bots, 263. Booyah! Late to the stream, having a good one, I hope. Yeah, we talked about some plans for the year and some other stuff. We did a little bit of modification for some stuff for the power armor, because I got to work on that. And then we went down a rabbit hole. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Wait. Main menu. Confirm. I screwed up. Erase. Random. I gotta find that map. I screwed up. I did not mean to start it yet. Where'd that map go? Use the same map. 263 bots play. Okay. Weird. Yeah, we spoke about that at the beginning of the stream. TLDR, that kind of content is unfortunately kind of dying out with the current crop of people who are new to 3D printing, don't want to mod, tweak, and adjust and do fun stuff with their printers. They just want to make plastic boat. And unfortunately, if your channel is kind of like based around teaching people the nuances of 3D printing, you're going to get, like, the algorithm's not going to promote you because it's going to promote Buddy who just prints stuff on the printer and has really good video editing skills on TikTok. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you're gonna get a free hat. Who is this? Binny 3D. Binny, if you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes the ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and or subscribe to the channel, it will actually grease your ball up and make it go even faster. Good luck. Is that a mustache? That's a mustache. Who's in the lead? Okay, apparently Ken's in the lead. Ken skipped a lot. Oh. Ken Benobi. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. A long time. Ken Benobi somehow managed to skip the entire race. Somehow. He's our only hope. Well, he's got a while here. Okay, I'm not waiting for everyone else. Congratulations, Ken Benobi. You managed to snipe that. Ken Benobi, there you go. So you will get an email from me. It didn't even, it just killed everyone. It didn't even let anyone. He's the only one to finish. The game's like, yeah, no, Doc, we're not waiting. We're not waiting. We're not waiting. That's funny. That is funny. Okay, let me pull this up here. Oh man. I really hope I'm not coming down with something. I woke up this morning with a scratchy throat and it kind of went away pretty quick. But now that I've been talking for the past 3 hours, my throat's pretty scratchy again. I'm assuming melting ABS in my face probably didn't help, but this was before the stream, and I'm really hoping I don't have like strep or something, because this is what it feels like I'm getting. Oop. Oh, there you go. For those that partake in the delicious gamer sup, apparently they got a new cup. There you go. It's the double fisting cup. If you want a double fisting cup, use code Canuck with gamer subs. There you go. Okay, let me take care of this. So we're gonna call it there because it is the end of the stream and I gotta go make dinner for the family. And by make dinner, I mean leftovers, because I don't know about you, I have a ton of leftovers. So I ain't cooking anything. I'm taking something out of the fridge. I am nuking it in the microwave, and then that is dinner for the family because I have so many leftovers. We got to get rid of it all so I can have room in my fridge. I got turkey. I got some tacos. I think I have a steak. We did steaks the other night. I did them in the sous vide. They were good. I haven't done sous vide steaks in a while. Because steaks are stupid expensive also, but that was for New Year's. So we're gonna call it there. Tomorrow night, we're gonna work on the stealth changer for a bit. We're gonna have to figure out some of the new electronics, figure out how to mount stuff. Might have to fab up some brackets. We'll see how it goes. And then, yeah, we'll carry on next week. So I hope you enjoyed the stream today. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament giveaways for this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the future.